Kenya does not have enough capacity to execute this. They argue that the country ought to have disposal pits to bury the asbestos at least 12 feet below the surface due to the health risks associated with asbestos, including lung cancer and other respiratory diseases. David Kagina now reports.
The government, through Environment Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, has directed the National Environment Management Authority (NEMA) to remove asbestos roofing from schools and private facilities within 3 months. Asbestos is a group of natural occurring minerals of thin, durable fibers. Asbestos is a group of naturally occurring minerals of thin, durable fibers. It was commonly used in building materials for insulation and fireproofing owing to its heat resistance and strength.
Give it enough time, allow the environmental bodies to monitor our buildings, mark them, designate them for destruction or removal, but not in the next 3 months.
Duale, who was speaking while at NEMA offices, directed the authority's chief Mamo B. Mamo to write to all schools with asbestos as their roof to get rid of them, citing the danger asbestos poses to health, which includes lung cancer and other respiratory diseases.
The first thing to note is that asbestos, when it is on the rooftop, may not have bad effect on the environment and is less of a health hazard. The movement, when it becomes a challenge, is when you break it or you disturb it, and that's when the dust is released.
Environmental experts have, however, raised concerns on Kenya's capacity to handle the large-scale removal and disposal of asbestos.
Tungejaribu kuifanya hii mipango polepole, tusiwe na kuharakisha, maana tukiharakisha ndio tutakuwa expose.
Daniel Wanjoki from Ecosave Africa says with the timelines, Kenyans with asbestos roofing may end up getting rid of them without heeding to the safety standards, with the small particles of asbestos being released to the air in large quantities within that period. According to NEMA guidelines for handling asbestos, government agencies, private entities and the general public should have a notification of where there are asbestos and keep a detailed register of the volumes. The guidelines also recommend that those handling asbestos should have personal protective equipment and people evacuated from the area asbestos are being handled for at least 24 hours. After removal from buildings, Wanjoke says they ought to be buried in a deep pit and the area marked to indicate there is asbestos underneath. Owing to the dangers posed by mass handling of asbestos, the government is urged to review the directive by Environment CS Aden Duale until the government is well prepared to handle the disposal of asbestos in bulk. David Kagina, K24, Nairobi.
Now, the Ministry of Education is moving to fill the gaps that saw a number of important courses such as marine subjects left out of the CBC in a bid to tap the potential of over 200,000 annual job opportunities in the blue economy. Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migos says that they are working with relevant stakeholders to ensure that all sectors are adequately covered.
Kenya's share of the blue economy to the GDP is 2.5%. According to Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Migos, Kenya is already in collaboration with marine international firms, which are employing Kenyans in large numbers.
It is extending to where we are working with other international companies or international countries, specifically to train people here so that when they go to those countries, they are skill and job ready to undertake those jobs without them being retrained.
As the government seeks to incorporate marine courses in the CBC curriculum, Kenyan private schools seem to be ahead with some, like the Pioneer School in Maragua, Murang'a County, becoming the first high school in Kenya and the second in Africa to offer maritime courses.
Many opportunities related to marine which have not yet been exploited in full, and we feel when our students leave at Form 4 after the 4 years, they are better placed in the competitive round with marine skills.
Munene Nyaga, Michael Muturi and Kelvin Bucho narrate to us the experience at the port of Mombasa and how they got to learn about ships, cargo offloading and much more.
I have learned the requirements that are required for various professions in maritime industry, and marine is an industry that is coming up well.
We learned the various vessels we have in the sea, and also how to deal with minor issues that one faces here and there.
We've gone to the electrical workshop, it's somewhere there, and we've seen the machines that are used in running the ship. And we've also gone to the mechanical workshop, it's also around there. We've seen how it helps in running the ship, and that information will help me right now, even as I do physics.
Titus Rotich, a maritime engineer, narrates various areas where students were taken through, with some promising to pursue maritime careers.
One, they went through the electrical workshop. They also went to the mechanical workshop, the fabrication workshop, and now here at the dock or the berth where there are tugboats with the KPM. These has exposed our students to the careers within this maritime sector, and it has brightened their knowledge in the same field. They've known that one can pursue other careers, not only in education, but also in the maritime field, which ranges from being a chief engineer and also becoming a captain.
If fully exploited, the sector has the potential to generate revenue to the tune of 500 billion shillings yearly, up from the estimated 178.8 billion shillings that the blue economy contributes to the economy annually. Alan Owino for K24.
All right, let's get to business news tonight. Davies and Shortleaf has launched a new line of compressors aimed at enhancing the profitability of small and medium-sized enterprises. The new line is designed for powering pneumatic tools, hoists, spray paints, sandal blasting, tire inflation, and various other applications. Now, the air compressors are said to be a significant relief for SMEs such as automotive repair shops, patrol stations, workshops, mechanics, and event planners who rely on air compressors for inflating products like inflatables.
Compressors are basically air pumps used for pressurizing air for various applications. We have them in 4 different sizes. 3 are engine-driven, and we also have an option for petrol-driven unit, which is ideal for usage in areas without electric supply. The daily decom compressors are generally designed for general compressed air applications in industries such as in petrol stations, in automobile garages, and even in workshops, among various other industries. The SMEs actually look for products which will enable them to save money. Now, the daily decom compressors are well priced, and so that gives them.
Now, the Old Mutual Group has launched the Old Mutual Business Roundtable, a new platform aimed at fostering collaboration and growth among small and medium-sized enterprises across the East Africa. Now, the strategic network will bring together SME owners, investors, financial institutions, professional association, and industry experts to create opportunities for mutual advancement. The Old Mutual Business Roundtable addresses a critical need identified in the region's MSME sector: the lack of accessible financial solutions and networking platforms tailored to SMEs' specific requirements.
Today we've launched the SME Roundtable. We are creating a platform that will enable us to start having conversations with SMEs. We launched our Financial Services Monitor publication early on in the year. Gave us a lot of insights into the SME businesses and the challenges that the SME businesses face. So we are creating a platform where we can start having conversations to enable us to develop products and solutions that start addressing their needs. right from funding, whether it's equity, debt, to...
Now, promoters of the Financial Reporting Award have launched the FIRE Award 2024 edition in a move aimed at pushing for integrated financial reporting across the private and public sectors in the country, thus enhancing accountability and transparency in resource management. Now, this year's awards theme is championing for effective sustainability reporting through technology and innovation to enhance transparency, which underscores the growing importance of business sustainability disclosures as a reporting mandate for private companies and public sector entities. Now, speaking during the launch, chairperson of the Award Executive Committee, who is also the ISPAC CEO, Dr. Grace Kamau, pointed out the critical role that sustainability reporting plays.
Great responsibility. With the adoption of international financial reporting standards, and that is especially International Financial Standard FRS S1 and S2, ISPAC aims at promoting and providing guidance and a framework that will allow enterprises to effectively monitor, manage, and disclose their sustainability impact and their climate risks and opportunities.
It is therefore upon companies to ensure they have capacity and they are looking at how they can include this.
Now, the Kenya National Police SACCO has marked a significant milestone in its corporate social responsibility initiatives by handing over newly constructed structures to Utumishi Comprehensive School. Now, leveraging its impressive financial resources with an asset base exceeding 55 billion Kenya shillings, a loan portfolio surpassing 46 billion, and a total deposit of over 32 billion Kenya shillings, the SACCO says it is also actively engaged with the local community to ensure the project's sustainability and alignment with the community needs.
Urithi mkubwa ambao tunaweza pea vizazi vyetu vijavyo ni elimu. Pesa zitaisha. Rasilimali aina nyingine yote itaisha ikitumika vibaya. Lakini elimu ambayo tutawapea watoto wetu itabaki na wao maisha yao yote. Kwa hivyo tunapofanya hivi, tunahakikisha kwamba watoto hawa na wale wanaokuja baada yao tunawapea msingi ambao utawawezesha kujisimamia wenyewe katika maisha yao. Kwa vile kuna siku watatoka katika mikono ya wazazi.
Now, away from that, farmers in Nakuru County who use traditional farming methods are set for an agricultural transformation after Hovermode launched the DJI Agras 250 drone in Naivasha. Now, the drone will help farmers assess field viability, provide real-time data on crop health and field conditions, labor-intensive processes, and environmental and health risks from chemical drift and runoff. Now, the drone, which can be used on different types of fields, cover 24 hectares of farmland in just 1 hour. Hoverboard Managing Director Jimmy Kivuvani has said the drone will help farmers boost their harvest and lower their costs.
Agriculture, in terms of application rates, ease of application, reduction in CO2, carbon emissions, and yeah, just general pace of work. So, for instance, it would take us 5 days to spray 150 hectares. Now it takes us a day, and we're able to get in and get the job done as quick as possible. I think farmers are transitioning well. I think particularly commercial farmers, perhaps small-scale farmers who can get into it by coming together, putting their crops and their farms together so that they've got a bigger area that can be sprayed. But yeah, I think altogether there's been a great response to it, particularly with the liquid fertilizer we supply, soluble fertilizers that can be blended and put into a water, you know, in a spray and be fertigated or yeah, applied onto.
Right, you have now an idea what's happening in the business world. We want to take a break. We'll be back with more, including some sporting action.
multi bonus. Zidisha ushindi wako hadi 1,000 na multi bonus 1000%. Kuwa mshindi. Mozartbet.